In this video, we are going to decode neurotech with my friend Veronika. So let's get started. Now introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay, so hello, my name is Weronika. I'm studying cognitive science at Nicholas Copernicus University in Torun, Poland, and I got into neurotechnologies 1 year ago, something around 1 year ago, and I was invited to describe some of my experiences and my achievements.
Yeah. So there are some set of questions which we are going to ask to her, and let's get started with it. So my first question is, why did you choose neurotech as a field in your domain to get started, and what's your goal in it?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not sure, but the neurotechnology field is really it's completely new, let's say. So I wouldn't say that I choose neurotech as it is. Well, I started studying cognitive science, and through the journey of my studies, I got involved in topics surrounding neuroscience and data management. So for this reason, I got involved in the neurotech market and brain-computer interfaces because it's a brand new field and new solutions are still in the development. And during my studies, I had the ability to both work with EEG equipment as well as to have access to data collected through experiments. So it enabled to start with thinking about technical possibilities of just using different analysis methods for example, just to develop different applications. So I chose neurotechnological field just to get started, to gain some experience, also through participating in different type of events. And
so actually what I have seen that in my previous if I'll say that in the neurotech, what the people used to enter this field are mainly because of their personal reasons, like if they are disabled, some sort of they are unable to control their senses, that's why they are solving this problem, or they are having some family issues that their father or mother is having some problem that is diagnosed by a doctor and they can fix it. They want it to be fixed, but medical doesn't have much solution because there is a lack of this technology, right? Like that humans can't handle everything, right? So they need equipments and the advanced equipments. Actually this field is dominating because there is a commoditization of this field which is happening right now in this age, in this decade, which I am seeing. So that's why this people are like from personal reason are switching into this field. So is there any personal reason or something like sort of that?
To be honest, I don't like such questions. In my research, I would like to try to apply machine algorithms on different modules and studying it with comparison of humans' learning functionality. For example, now I'm working on cognitive maps in special and non-special domains, but as you know, I'm still a beginner, so I don't have anything to share with you. But I just want to do different things and study human learning and memory performance mostly, because that's the topic in science that I'm most interested in. But I really think that you find your way finally of feeling satisfied and motivated, you should just continue doing that without feeling obliged to have some certain goal in your mind.
Yeah. Okay, it will clear in your journey. As I started my career when I was a child, so I wasn't clear about what I would do. Maybe I would freelance or open a company. So in spite of, I ended up opening a company and consulting to many big firms I didn't remember of, because like you don't know what's the future is. You can predict it only that maybe I should go in a certain direction, and you switch to a industry like banking, and then you switch to an industry like finance. there are a lot of things, and this field is going to this impact all the fields such as insurance, because people used to claim insurance when someone is mad. This sort of thing used to happen, and they used to claim it. And there is some regulatory compliance in this industry, insurance, that in spite of having some regulations, they do like people are not getting paid. Fine. The monthly installment they used to pay to those insurance providers, but they are not getting the full insurance that they will get that money back whenever something happens. So there is a slight this part. So this will be solved by this neurotech build, because it will provide more insights of the accident which has happened and whatnot. Yeah. Now, my next question. So, is there any need to hold a neurotech degree, uh, if or any government compliance, so that you can go ahead in this field?
Well, as you already said, neurotechnology is still like a new growing field.
Yeah.
So having some particular neurotech degree is impossible for now. But it is good to have a degree in the neighboring field, I think, to have some experience that you can use in this branch, but it's still maybe not necessary. Because when it comes to technologies, a lot of people from a lot of different fields come with the idea that they can create something that can and usually it's not that simple, and it's a lot harder than you can think at first, but it's still good. And I think that having some background can make it easier to go fluently through project development, because I think that's the most difficult part. And also having organization skills is, if you're working with different people, and usually it's obligatory to find someone that you can communicate with, and well, to gather some feedback from others. Although I think it's well, I don't think that it's necessary, because these days people are getting more aware of just brain functions, and they are leaving the idea of spirit inside me or having a soul, which is good for science and general understanding of the world. Because well, different people from different fields, also without any experience, come with the idea what can they do with such a great machinery in the brain. So well, we can do a lot, and to optimize our daily living, we also can develop different methods, different tools, and working in neurotech or just studying related topics is really fascinating, because you can see with your own eyes how the field is growing with new equipment, and also well, science connected to technologies, and also connected to business, which all together are cooperating to achieve some goals.
Yeah, you are right on this part. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So, as per this neurotech, I actually this government, like in banking, I take sort of this banking. There is a lot of compliance that if someone will steal money, fine. One is this, or if there is a back transaction. So whenever they like you have sent money from one person to another, if it haven't, there should be some sort of this escrow which should be there in this behind the technology, which would be validating that from one person the amount is debited, and from the another person it is credited. It would happen if it won't debit from one person and is credited from in this another person's account. So what the problem is that uh, there is a problem of that there is insertion of more money into the system, right? That bank has printed the money, or technology has printed the money. So that solution was solved by this blockchain, Bitcoin, fine. So you can't create money, fine. If government want to create money, it is created by this. So there is a lot of billions of wealth in the DeFi system, which is locked right now. So I think this I have heard of this one person. I don't know. So what she has done is she has locked the gene data into this uh, blockchain, and then stored it. So they are like performing many operations, and whenever someone wants to use it can simply call this because in blockchain everything is available in front, so you can access the data in front of that. So she has open sourced the data, and the best part of this is because blockchain is easy to build, and we don't have to manage whole blockchain. It would like if we will collaborate to this cloud providers for the data availability, we would have they would have charged us so much, and in blockchain this problem of charges is solved by just tokens, their own ecosystem tokens. There is no new money which we have to insert from our pocket. We just have to release token which are created by default. So this is the thing. Yeah. Now let's hop to our third question. So what's your internship about, and what like share your experiences and thoughts and your learnings.
Okay, sure. So, well, I did an internship at the Polish Academy of Sciences at the Laboratory of Clinical Neuroscience, when I was working on statistical data analysis, and my experience was mostly technical, and it was based on analysis procedure and making protocols. So it
Yeah.
was really interesting for me because I could work on real big data
Mm,
gathered from people under some specific conditions.
mm,
Well, and having such experience taught me that in data science, to find some solutions, you need to apply different methods and try on your own in fighting with the software, especially
yeah.
you are working on. And finally, well, my internship was really cool and interesting. But I'm also looking forward to finding, well, other possibilities to work also with different data types.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, can you give us the insights of those team members which are there? Because in our neurotech team, there should be one neurotech guy which would be there so that he can see you are responsible for this processing of data and managing it, and there should be one for managing this type of like take an example of a patient. Fine, there's a collection of temperatures of patient. Fine, and these are collected from a wall. Fine, and we have to check if the temperature rises 97 degrees Celsius, we have to be alert. Fine, so that's why we have collected all the data, and we are performing one application so that if someone's like sensors are implanted in all the bodies of those, so if 97 that temperature of any person in that room rises 97 degrees Celsius, that app will give a notification. Fine, so that type of batching need to be done. So that batching was done by you or someone else that is domain expert in this.
No. I was like host of the data management, let's say, but I was working under the supervision
Yeah.
of someone who collected the data and who was, I wouldn't say it because we are both learning, but we were both engaged into the whole procedure and trying not to do something wrong with the data.
No, you won't do wrong with the data because like playing in the, because in university you can play with the data. I think so. In corporate world, you can't play with the data if the outcomes are not like in development you can play not a lot because it will incur in firing from the company. But in real world or this company scenario, if you play like in development, if you play, it won't occur in so much problem if you are not like changing the whole column, deleting this primary keys or some sort of this, which are really important. But in this production, it's not feasible to do so in real world. But in this university scenario, you can do so. I think so. So, what's your views on this? You can play with data or not in university?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was just mainly thinking about avoiding false positives. And for example, looking straightly to achieve some results that may not be as true as it is.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go to our fourth question. So, uh, what it needs to get started in the neurotech? Is there any portfolio? Like, I want to ask that if someone knew that I am new to this because I am having experience in many other domains, I am new to this neurotech, fine, and I want to get into this field. So what should I do as a beginner to get started? Or whether I should short cold email someone that I want to work on it. Fine. This is not the perfect way of like representing that you are interested. Or the perfect way is just building one portfolio in EEGs or something sort of this, or cold email a mentor or something showing them that I am better in this, that person who is better in the domain but is not better in those skills like big data or that those tech skills which you are good at, but you like complementary skills you are better at and he is not, and you both combine and give it a rise to one product or build one product together. So what are the first steps which one have to take to get into the industry?
I don't know the perfect steps towards achieving this neurotech career, for example, but I think that there are a couple of things that you should think about, and probably the most important just are it's people. Having people that have similar interests, and so that you can work with them on some different ideas. And from my experience, I think that having any prior experience is a huge value, but also having strong motivation to learn and understand something is making the whole process definitely easier. So neurotech is also a wide range of possibilities. So I'm not sure if having some a specific type of portfolio is needed, because you can do a lot of things in neurotech. So, well, it will not kill you to have something, but maybe it's not needed in the direction you want to go to. And especially if you are looking for a job, it's good to show in your resume or somewhere that who you are and what you achieved. So that's also why I think that it's really important if you're looking for a job, or if you're just still wants to look for the possibilities to upload your, for example, profile, or, well, I think that at some level of your career, it's good to increase the chances of being noticed. So I was also working for work possibilities on my own, but at least I had proof that I can provide all of my accomplishments, certificates, for example, and all of it, because sometimes still, if you can learn on your own, you have to have at least some code that you prepared to certify, okay, I achieved that and I understand what I did. So it's really important, especially when you are looking for some research opportunities, to work with someone at the lab, especially if you're just a student. But I think that it's also very hard to find in a lot of places. It depends on the situation.
Yeah. So
University
actually,
and
yeah. So in the
yeah.
branding side, so what is happening in this market, coding market, that what I am seeing this is this we are moving towards low code, no code side, right? Because of advent of the AI and technology, none of the sites 10 decades from now will be built using code. I think so, because there is this codex, and you have heard of GPT-3, right? If you are this alarmed us about this and technology trend. So there is GPT-3 which can do anything for you, right? You just have to write that you want to build a website using this logo and this Twitter logo or something like that, and it would write the whole code for you, right? You just have to wait and just have to focus on what needs to be done, and it would be done by a worker, that is this AI algorithm, which has been in from lakhs of models or something, lakhs of code in GitHub, right? That other person has written. So we are moving towards the economy where brands are recognized, like rdtech.in. I am managing the brand of rdtech.in. In spite of I am not uh, in the extroverted side, but I need to be extroverted in order to be competent in this economy, because we are moving more towards brand based rather than any person having good skills or something like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like now, let's move to our fourth question. It's fifth, I think. So. What's the BRHIN.io hackathon? Yeah. So what is that a hackathon which you have participated in your this mentioned in your LinkedIn profile? So can you give more insights about it, and how did you won the first prize? Because in my career I
Okay.
haven't participated in any hackathon, and my friends used to participate, and they used to say that it's simple. It's called, and I used to think that wow, how did they won a hackathon? Like you have to build a product within 48 hours. So what's the inside of that product, and can you tell me about this?
Okay, sure. Well, starting with that, the Brain IO hackathon is a brain computer interface designers hackathon, and that has been created as just an opportunity to study current and future developments of BCI and neurotech in creative, scientific, and also clinical fields. So it was gathering people from different points of view from different fields, and the Brain IO hackathon is just helping students and also professionals to understand machine learning, artificial intelligence, life science, art, technologies, and how they become a unit to evolve exceptional BCI headpiece. So the Brain IO hackathon is just series of hackathons that are taking place probably since um, 2017, and it brings together all over the world. And well, mostly they are engineers, programmers, designers, artists, or just some enthusiasts. But they are gathered together into teams. So one team may consist of all of them. So that's very interdisciplinary, and you just have to collaborate intensively as in this interdisciplinary team. And well, the participation itself only requires basic knowledge of BCI, machine learning, programming, and designing. Of course, there are several predefined projects which you can choose to work on and apply with your teammates during the hackathon. And with my colleagues, we were working on the programming part, on which we developed Neurobit. That's the application we called. And before starting working on the project, we asked ourselves what to target. So we came up with the reflection that from the dawn of time, people from various cultures and civilizations were developing tools that were allowing us to control our emotions, attention, and focus, such as rituals, prayers, also drugs, now also therapies, training, and so on. And one of such practices is meditation, which is a practice consisting of exercising the mind or entering an altered state of consciousness. So, well, at first, we thought that neuroimaging helps us to understand mechanism underlying our cognition, and also we had some experience at neurofeedback that is allowing us to regulate our brain environment in general. So our idea that we came up with, and the idea won the first prize, was creating an application that was just binaural beats training to the user's neural activity during meditation procedure in real time. We are working on specific equipment called Unicorn Hybrid Black, that is wearable high-quality EEG headset provided by GTech, so also the organizer. And we were monitoring neural activity, adjusting to it binaural beats to alpha waves specifically, and giving feedback to the user. So setting up and calibration of an environment and working on real data was the most difficult part, but our friends managed to prepare a prototype of this mechanism. And our predicted outcome of this project was just a signal flow control app with feedback from the system showing the progress of your meditation practice according to a specific brainwaves oscillation. We were actually mostly focusing on alpha waves. And well, just to sum up, this experience taught me a lot about working on some project, especially in a really short time, because we had probably 48 hours to develop that, or 24. I'm not sure, maybe 24. I don't know. Anyway, short time.
Yeah,
I'm
it's too
well.
short. Yeah.
Yeah. So during this condensed hackathon, well, you have limited time to prepare different parts. So with my whole team, we split the work, and we were working together as well as separately on this project. And I had an amazing opportunity to with really intelligent and ambitious people that were also completely into the development of this project. So it made it possible to compete for a winner's prize, I think, because of that.
Yeah,
And this experience also made us realize that taking part in hackathons is amazing. So we created a neurotechnological scientific students club that is aiming to gather together people that could be involved in such projects in future together. And also it's a kind of a hub of students interested in neuroscience, computational methods, and working as a researcher maybe in future. And around the month after the Brain IO hackathon, we organized even our own hackathon. We also managed to find different collaborators, and now we cannot wait to see what will happen in the future in upcoming hackathons.
yeah. So this club you have formed, is this club open to your university student, or is it open to the world? Like I can join your club, or someone who is an enthusiast can join your club, because there may be actually in this neurotech. What the problem with this tech is that I am from like a tier 3 college, think of it, and in that small college of Jodhpur Engineering College. So there is not a lack, there is a lack of this education in this new technology side, right? I know that because I am from this school, from school I am eager from for this and uh, grown up with this technology background. So I know that this technology will impact everyone's life, right? So there is a huge market in this, right? There is only 2% which has been impacted right now, and it will enter the industry and dominate it at least. You can see this, computers have dominated. It would be available in everyone's home, right? Alexa, a nice example, right? So there are more products which would be available in near future, 10 decades or maybe even 5 years from now. So there is a lack of awareness, I think so. So if anyone wants like a good peer group or club that you have formed, so can anyone from this world can enter your club, or there is some restriction which you have imposed in your club entry?
No, we are like completely open-minded people from actually all over the world. And well, of course, it's here at the University of Nicolaus Copernicus in Torun, but well, we are not. There is no point into like closing our possibilities to this university because a lot of people from all over our country, for example, came here and they were like, "Oh, there's nothing like that at my university." So we are
Yeah,
also thinking that maybe using our power as it is together may make it even more
yeah.
main.
You will make your community actually, yeah. From the community I came to have an idea. So like in this world right now, after the advent of Facebook has been, and this Instagram, people in this technology field are getting more community driven. See this, these product like React or something, front end products, these are all are that dominate the industry in framework wise, in technology wise. These all are open source, means that these communities, after they are developed in this industry, they are open source, so that community can develop those products, that new ideas from this, people like you and me can develop this, help develop this product, or may contribute to this product. So there is one the program like Google has a sponsor that GSOC, Google Summer of Code, right? So these are the programs. So what is happening is that we are getting more and more community driven, right? So these communities are helping us grow. The next product I think from this social media will be a community product, like your this club, Neurotech Club. You can make a community of means a million people from this world, and then scale up to a product like this Clubhouse, or a new product Clubhouse, and is a new product in audio side. You can make a Discord server first, and then switch to is its commoditized version of like in my India, it's Avalon scenes, right? Have you heard of Avalon scenes? It's like they
Yeah.
are building uh, uh, this. the Discord 2.2, they are saying that it's a nice product which they have developed, a nice market they have touched. So you can also develop a next product, social networking for this neurotech, because there is a lot of people who are eager to get into this field, but there are not a lot of people who can help them to get into. So that's why community helps a lot. Even community helped me to get here what I am right now, like in the banking side and in building this technology. So yeah, it helps a lot. Yeah. Now let's go to our fifth question or sixth one. So yeah, so what is the research publication, like Latin writing styles and machine learning analysis, which you have published? Like I have seen in your profile. So what can you talk about this that publication, Amol?
Well, yeah, that's a really good question because it's actually connected to the previous one.
Yeah.
So actually, our research publication on ArcSci was made because of the collaboration with Machine Learning Journal Club from University and Polytechnic in Turin from Italy. And their team also won first place at Brain.io hackathon, but under the data analysis domain, where they were working on EcoG data with topological data analysis tools. And they actually managed to prove that topological data analysis is an appropriate technique to extract low-dimensional manifolds from temporal series. So it could also be generalized to other types of biosignal, like EEG or fMRI. And that is how well we actually met and started collaborating. So there were also some scholarship possibilities at our university. So we did with my friends from the club, them, and we were working on a project during the Torun Humanities and Social Sciences summer program this year. And well, some of them applied for this program, and we were developing a natural language processing pipeline to extract information from ancient Latin documents. So this project was under the supervision of some historian, Dr. Piotr Pranke from Nicolaus Copernicus University. And together we carried out the task consisting of the practice of those concepts and observation to create a tool for analyzing narrative text based on an open source databases. And the tool we focused on creating specific search tools resources, which could enable us detailed searching throughout the text. And the main objectives of the study take into similarities between sentences and between documents. And also we applied machine learning algorithm on chosen text to calculate specific features of them, authonships or centuries. Also because we wanted to recognize sources of anonymous text with a certain percentage. And well, we met very smart people. We created something together, but also we managed to get to know really interesting personalities, and we also fulfilled each other research in. Actually, one of the participants of this summer school is now applying for PhD here at Nicolaus Copernicus University to work with my supervisor on his research ideas, and I cannot really wait for the upcoming possibilities of such collaborations and such possibilities to learn from each other, and also to like travel through these kilometers and get to know different people that are also into the field.
Yeah, sure. So like this type of project really helps. You can learn about more people and their cultures. Like I am an Indian and your culture is different, so you will learn about a lot of new cultures, which are what are their practices in social side, in this brain side, and this corporate side. You will learn about the new skills which the other person is having, which they are having an edge in, and you are not, right? And you are get to know a lot. It's like it's I can't like say that, speak that. Yeah. So uh, about this NLP, that is natural language processing. So have you built a model for this and deployed it to production or commoditize it? Because NLP is like a field which is growing insane, like this Codex, right? Or this GitHub Copilot, right? So these are the two products which are out right now. So they are like based out of you just have to write two words, and the whole function of summation or anything will appear in front of you. Summation is a small thing, but many complex things can also be done by these things. So you have framed, they are on English, but you have framed such that like mere same for the French language, right?
From the Latin language.
For, oh, sorry, Latin one. Yeah. So now let's pop to us next one. Yeah. So what are the resources to get started in this domain? So can you tell the resources to the beginners?
Well, despite the Brain AO hackathon that I really recommend, GTech also organizes it's organizing summer school every year. It's a program that is a really great opportunity to understand more information in the field. There are a lot of such events, but that's one of the biggest one, I think. And also, it's really interesting one. You can pick your own workshops and you can attend it. And I also encourage everyone to follow the Neurotech X community. It's actually community-driven society that is growing and growing. And especially their social media and Slack, because it's a community consisting of more than 6,000 neurotech enthusiasts. And there are also a lot of neurotech entrepreneurs and scientific workers, so you can find anything you need. And you always have a lot of possibilities around you, but it's your decision how you will use them. And according to your position, you can pick different ones. For students, I definitely encourage all to get involved into some student clubs and participate in hackathons, and also look for different kinds of like internships, because you can work with different people, also with different communities, and you can learn from them, from their experience, and have your own idea what do you want to create in science or in this field.
Yeah, so can you like I can mention one person who is like mere to mere expert in this field, that are BCI guys. Like their content of the basics to psychology is really good. Can you mention this any one person or two person right here? Because I'll mention some script in the description section so that you can check it out. So can you in this video can you mention 2 or 3% which you are really motivated with, that their content is really good for this neurotech
Okay,
for
so
beginners?
I would say that's Albert Barabasi, also from my university, Professor Władysław Duch, and I don't know. It's hard to pick the last, so maybe I will stay with two of them because I don't want to close the circle.
Fine, no issue. Yeah, I'll mention in the description section of this video. Fine. Now, like let's move to the next one. Now, let's discuss some failures which are important. Like people used to think that because we are doing cool things, we don't fail, or there is a like nice story of getting success, and there is no failure in this process. Because I have failed in a lot of things. Sometimes what used to happen, I have like we used to have this VDI concept in which one system is in cloud, and sometimes what used to happen is that my VDI is crashed just because I was doing something in my system. So like I used to do a lot of things with system. I play around with them. So what are the like the same failures for you in this while performing some experiments or like those? What are the failures? Yeah.
Well, I definitely prefer to discuss the ideas that didn't fail, because comparing, definitely more of them died. But well, at the beginning, there are a lot of general ideas and what could we check. But later on, during actual experiment development or just thinking about such development, you will see that sometimes it's even impossible to check something out.
Yeah.
Because methodology and conducting an actual research is really complex, and it's easy to build an innovation that won't be conclusive or just will produce false positives that will later be refuted. But at first, I was about to study human learning processes in a museum based on eye tracking. I understood that a lot of variables may prevent me from observing what I originally wanted to capture. And now I'm trying to focus on one area that and not go into general consideration. I mean, I went through the general idea, but I'm going more deeply into details because developing a working model without conducting even any experiment may take years before checking in experimentally. Although
Yeah,
I'm not giving up and I'm ideas in my mind when it comes to experiments, but I'm also trying to be skeptical. That's also one of the features that the head of the lab I'm working with is really values in me, she said, because it's really important in science to ask questions and try to understand the problem deeply from different perspectives, also from the person that may say it's bad, I don't like it, why is worth it something, right? So yeah, that I think that's the clue in experimental development and also working on your ideas.
yeah. So actually, what I have seen in this technological background, so that we are seeing videos, right, from 2015 or 16, right? YouTube have algorithm are good, and because of YouTube, we are posting this, right? So this streaming one, if I have to cover this streaming one, like live streams are there and some sort of like in which there is only live stream. So this technology is quite new, and it is new from like it came in 2015 or 16, I think so. After this Kafka and this new technologies which invented, which helped in streaming the data in real time. Earlier, because those videos are really lengthy and it's like pixels are there, and because they are very really small and you can't process, and they due to this Moore's law, due to this high computing which was provided by Moore's law, there is more advent of new technologies like this. So I am saying this this video streaming like that has evolved over a decade. So what is that parallel technology in this neurotech which would have which is not evolved right now, but mere in future would evolve a lot. Like I gave an example of this video streaming. What is in your view is for neurotech?
Well, I suppose the growing chances that we can control more with our brain waves, right? I think
Brainwaves.
that it's like slowly going faster and faster, slowly but fast,
Yeah.
because so we can do more and more. So just looking at something, and also it's connected to therapy, so that is why it's important for medicine. Well, I would say so, but maybe I'm wrong. But I think say that it's possible.
Yeah, means more brain signal, brain waves means more accurately you can predict that this is the perfect disease that person is having, right? That's the main case.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, that's why they are planting more and more EEGs, like this Neuralink is planting 10,000, earlier it was 103. So what the massive like implant of this EEGs into this head, right? So
yeah.
yeah.
And also, a lot of companies are developing even like the very cheap equipments that you can buy on your own. So if you will have your own EEG cup, then you can try on your own. So they will develop different application that you can use and feel like, oh, I'm the powerful person here.
Yeah, I am powerful person. Yeah, you are right. Yeah. So yeah, let's move to the next one, right?
Hmm.
This one is yeah. So what are your plans or aspirations within the next 2 years? Because you have already worked on this hackathons and you are really experienced on this field. Like you are experienced a bit. If you will give me 2 years from now, I will be in such a position to open a company or something sort of this. So what are your aspirations within 2 years as a, like, you are not a beginner, as an experience, some sort of experienced person. Yeah.
Okay, so at first, I don't want to stop with the thing that I did in the past. I still want to continue. I want to organize some stuff. I want to take part into some interesting stuff, but I also want to somehow focus on some specific topic. And I would like to continue working on complex graphs topic and also prepare a model that could be checked in behavioral conditions with people or rats. And actually, the topic of spatial navigation and real world representation in the brain is really involving for me. So for the next semester, I will actually go abroad to the university in Tübingen to gather some experience from Germany and work with machine and human cognition lab under the supervision of Dr. Charlie Wu. He is also interested in this topic, so I hope to get a lot of his experience and ideas. And in 1 year, my bachelor thesis will be finished, and I will probably refer to this kind of work because I'm really I'm still developing a more specific topic, but the idea is actually there, and I'm thinking about conducting some research in the future about that. And I'm also about to apply to different universities abroad to try myself at another university. I still don't know exactly what I want to do in future, but I want to try different possibilities. So for me, the perspective from now to 2 years is unknown, but I hope to start working on a more research-oriented area that could involve my own projects. And well, in 2 years from now, I will be starting my second year of master's studies. So I would like to be as fascinating as it was for now.
Yeah. So actually, what is the field of masters you are taking? Is it a computational neuroscience one, or masters, or something like psychology side? So what degree
No,
you are planning?
definitely not psychology for me. For me, it's more about computational neuroscience or just applied neuroscience.
Yeah. So you will do your PhD also with this, or maybe after your masters you will go and join this Neuralink or something sort of. I'm seeing this
No.
a lot of growth for
I'm
this
not
startups.
really into commercial for now. Commercial projects are not for me. I mean, it's in the thinking that I should start a company, thinking about developing some ideas. I'm more about I'm more research oriented, I would say. So I would probably think about my PhD, but since I still before, I cannot say what will be my PhD about,
Yeah.
and if it will be like oriented around some specific, around some investigation, right? So for
Yeah.
now, it's unknown.
Yeah. So yeah, like what are your aspirations? Like, I aspire Elon Musk, that he has opened tons of companies like PayPal and solved every problem which he had in his life, from this banking sector to this transportation and now space, right? He's transforming this, and in this human side, that everyone has a will, like I am having to open an hospital. So there is a problem, right, which we are having in our life, that he has, like, there should be a commoditization of that species should be interplanetary, right? You are having your vision, right? So I am having my vision. So what is one of the things which you want to impact in your life, since because you are moving towards neurotech, it would be like you are interested in some sort of providing people a product, so that if a person is not having senses, if he can't control his hands, can eat something, a robot arm can give him food, or he's not dependent upon another person, because maybe dependency would result in more problem, and because like a lot of glitches in relationships. But if you are instructing a robot to do something for you, robot is not demanding anything for in return, right? It would want only the charging, nothing else, right? So what is your vision towards this, the goal you are working towards?
Yeah, there is also, well, I want to be more research oriented and scientifically oriented because I want to apply my ideas of thinking about some specific stuff to models that could be developed, and then that we can create some applications. So starting from the basic level with understand how the mechanism is working from some specific domain, I think.
Yeah. So maybe you will figure it out in the whole journey, and no one knows where everyone is going heading towards, but in the whole journey, after 10 to 12 years, you will see that, yeah, I wanted to be here, and I have thought of this thing in life, I am working towards, and now I am here. Like, it will be a opening. And one thing I have seen, that opening your own company is more great. Like, if you are a kid and going to another person, hey, give me a job, right? So he will say, you are a kid, go and play. right? So that's the problem, right? People don't understand that kids can do something. If they are introvert, like you will like slap a person and go and play, right? If he's interested in some of the topics like this tech, and so the more better is like open your own company. In this way you can give more impact to the world rather than working for someone else. Do business but not job. I want to say this, that thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, like, yeah. So now it's the last question. So if someone want to approach you for like podcast or something, like having some knowledge because you are like having a lot of knowledge in this field as a beginner, and you are not a beginner right now as a professional. So in which platform anyone should approach you? It would be Twitter, LinkedIn, or directly shorting a mail.
Okay, so well, I'm also working a little bit on social media management, so I can be reached out in a lot of platforms, to be honest, because I'm really updated. Maybe it's also because of the addiction a bit, but I'm responding to all of the mails. So probably that's the easiest way to communicate directly. But I'm also checking LinkedIn. Probably those are the main platforms or the main waves that may enable others to catch me. So just LinkedIn or through my email.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the podcast show. For more updates, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss the updates on our latest video.